So this is good. Right. So introduce yourself and tell us who you are and your story, Shola.
Okay, Askira. My name is Engineer Shola Alabi, former GGM and MPC.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so tell us about the story at The Hague. How it began.
Yes, the Nigeria LNG story, trains 1 and 2. Okay. I was, by providence, appointed to be an expert advisor to the board subcommittee on Nigeria LNG in 1993. And at that time, I did not know anything about Nigeria LNG, but I was an expert in project management. So immediately, about a week after my appointment, there was going to be a meeting of Nigeria LNG Technical Advisory Committee. It's a committee of shareholders representatives, to go and receive the presentation of the bid evaluation report for the Nigeria LNG trains 1 and 2 by Shell, the technical advisor to the project. There were 2 contractors, TSKJ led by Kellogg, and then Basic led by Bechtel. So before I left Nigeria, I quickly tried to do some research to prepare for the meeting and to learn as much as possible quickly about what LNG projects are, what are the strategic considerations in LNG projects, what are the uniqueness and the values. And I found one thing is that, one, there are very few contractors in the world that are involved in the LNG project construction. 2, that there are very few equipment manufacturers. Most of the major equipment manufacturers, you have only the option of either one company or maximum 2 for the big compressor trains and the big engine driver for the power. Then 3rd is that I then did a benchmarking, which is the last LNG project that was constructed in similar time. And I found that there was a Qatar 2 project, Qatar LNG project, phase 2, which was just about 6 months ahead of Nigeria LNG in terms of project development. And it was the same spec, and the same size. So when I looked at Qatar, the contract was just awarded 6 months before at about 1.6 billion. So based on my project management experience, I said, okay, if Nigeria is a greenfield, puts additional $300 to $400 million, the contract price should not be more than $2 billion. So, but we got to The Hague, where the Shell tank advisor team leader was making presentation, and they came up to present the price of the 2 contractors. TSKJ was about 2.7 billion, rounded up, and the Bechtel Group was about 2.9 billion. And so the Shell recommendation was for the contract to be awarded at 2.7 billion. And everybody was silent. Then I raised up my hand to talk because I accompanied the NMPC team. I was not a member of the committee, but I had to go along with the NMPC team just to be present. So I told the chairman that I think there's something wrong with the pricing, that this project was overpriced by at least $700 million. So the Shell presenter looked at me, asked me, have I built an LNG plant before? And I told him no. My answer was no. I've never even seen one. But I'm a project management expert. And that whether you are building a house or you are going to the moon, there's a project management logic to it. And that I've done the benchmarking of an ongoing project with the same contractors, using similar equipment in Qatar. And I saw that the price was about 1.6 billion. So that's where I got my rounding off. But then, they came up that with the fact that I was not a member of the committee, that I was just in attendance. And I said, okay. Then, but that I will have to report back to the NMC board committee that I was.
So they expected you to be quiet at that point.
Yes, they tried to.
And so what did you do?
So I kept quiet. So they voted, and even the NMC people voted along with them to recommend the $2.7 billion prize for the award of the contract to TSKG, to the board of NLNG to take a decision. And thereafter, once we left the meeting, I went home. I started writing my own report.
Now you were not asked to write a report, but you decided.
I decided to write a report.
Why?
Because I felt it was wrong to do that. Nigeria was going to lose $700 million out of ignorance of its members.
So you wrote the report, and
so I wrote the report. I came in and made a presentation to the chairman of the board subcommittee, who was engineer Mrs. Maduka. When I told her, she was shocked. She asked me, am I very sure about what I said? And I told her, look, this is my strong view. So he took me to go and meet the chairman of the board at that time, Dr. Imo Sweli. So
I witnessed the whole thing.
So we were all credible, patriotic Nigerians at that time. So I met him and explained the same thing to him, and they believed that they had a board subcommittee meeting with the chairman in attendance, and I made my presentation, and they agreed. They believed in me somehow. But then the NLNG Technical Advice Committee has made a recommendation to the board of NLNG, and the board of NLNG has already sent out a circular as to when they were going to hold their board meeting in 2 weeks' time. So on one Monday morning, I was urgently called that I needed to report at the ministry to see the PAMSEC, who was engineer Tuko, Ahmad Tuko, a very professional and patriotic Nigerian too. So I went to the ministry. Apparently, the PAMSEC has sent my evaluation report to Pertamina in Indonesia, because there was a bilateral relationship between the Ministry of Petroleum Resources and the Indonesian Ministry of Petroleum Resources. So, and he told me that they came back to support my position. Indonesia having done 3 LNG plants before. So then the PAMSEC took me to go and meet the minister. And I met the minister. The minister asked me to explain. I reviewed myself, and the PAMSEC explained to him too that he has asked the same question from Indonesian Pertamina, and he had their reply, which virtually corresponded with mine. So the minister then asked the secretary to call the Nigerian LNG board, which meeting was supposed to be that same day, starting at 11, and we were in the minister's office at 9. Then the minister said they should instruct them not to hold to call off the meeting. But the chairman of the board told him that no, that they cannot call off the meeting because this is an international project, the reputation of Nigeria is there, and this and that. So the minister, Dr. Shola, just as secretary, gave me FRCA, and dictated an instruction to them to dissolve the board of Nigeria LNG by withdrawing the NNPC representatives on the board.
Wow.
This he did without even getting prior approval from the president, Babangida.
So he disbanded the board.
Yeah, because he had to stop the process.
Because they would have voted that day.
Yes,
to give another $700 million
challenge to yes.
To
so it would have been a great challenge to reverse that decision.
Mm-hmm.
So now we went back to revisit the project, I was thereafter asked to go and review the technology that was adopted at that time. I had to read all the reports of the technology evaluation carried out by Shell, review the first part, then it became apparent to me that there was an international politics that went on there between the Europeans ganging up against the American technology.
Ganging up against the American
technology.
So they were in competition.
It was an international competition because prior to the American APCI technology was there, and the European had the TLAC technology, which was owned by Technip, which was a subsidiary company of Total, and Snaprojetti, which is a subsidiary company of ENI, a sister company to Ajib. And both Ajib and Total are shareholders in the Nigerian LNG.
So, Shola, at some point, you were called to a meeting by people who really wanted to see this project go through.
I was put under a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
With even financial inducement.
Yeah.
But
you stayed true.
I could not stay, because to lose $700 million on a project of that size will make the projects economically unprofitable, right, and will adversely affect the success of the project.
Thank you.